The man Dover Foxcroft police arrested last week on charges he had sex with a teenage girl was supposed to be on the sex offender registry.
This is News Center at 6.
Good evening, I'm Chris Vicini.
And I'm Kara Matuszewski. 67-year-old Donald Denbow of Shirley is charged with gross sexual assault. Police say he had sex with two young girls several hundred times at his barbershop in Dover Foxcroft between 2004 and 2008. Denbow was convicted in 1982 of a similar crime. That time, the victim was his daughter. And now she is asking why he wasn't on the state's sex offender registry. The people who are in charge of that registry say it's simply because there aren't enough people working on it.
I was sexually abused for many years by this man.
In 1982, Donald Denbow was convicted of sexually assaulting his daughter, Bonita Page. He was sentenced to serve 6 months of a 5-year sentence. He was then under probation for 3 years. When Page, who does not have any contact with her father, read about his arrest last week, she says she couldn't believe it.
And then to see this, it just brings all the memories back and realize that, what I did really didn't do anything. Yes, he served his time, but at what point did anybody follow through them? Why wasn't he on probation, or why wasn't he followed through the years so that we can keep contact with these people so they don't hurt other children?
Back in 1982, there was no Maine sex offender registry. It was created 10 years later. Then in 2005, it was ordered that all sex offenders dating back to 1982 be put on the registry. The director of the state's Bureau of Identification says there are tens of thousands of people that fit that category, but there's no way of getting them all in. District Attorney Chris ALMY agrees.
There's going to be lots of people out there who are not registered just because there isn't enough people and time to find out who they all are.
Page isn't the only one surprised to hear that Denbow wasn't on the sex offender registry. The man who rented Denbow his building says he heard a rumor that Denbow had been convicted of a crime back in 1982, but when he went to the registry and didn't find his name, he thought that it was just a rumor.
I saw some young girls in there with him after hours and such, and I certainly would have let their parents know or let somebody know that they were in there if I'd known he was on the registry.
Denbow is currently facing charges of sexually assaulting two girls in his barber shop in Dover Foxcroft. He has since closed the shop and another business has moved in. Page says while it is difficult, she's coming forward to help these girls and to tell people what happened to her. She just wishes it hadn't taken her father getting arrested again to finally get him on the sex offender registry.
And now to see this and this come out again, where was the state of Maine? Why aren't they following through?
Matt Ruel, the director of the state's Bureau of Identification, says the sex offender registry wasn't made aware of Donald Denbow's previous record until his arrest last Tuesday. Ruel says the registry will now be notifying Denbow that he must become in compliance with the sex offender registry. At the same time, because of a law passed this past legislative session, Denbow will also be able to petition to be removed from the registry because his conviction was in 1982.